and welcome to my Let's Play of Conflict Desert Storm. So, just a little rundown of the game. Play as a 4-man squad of either 22nd Regiment SAS or US Delta Force, and you take your 4-man squad, as seen on screen here, to all the way through Iraq to help stop the spread of the Iraqi forces in Gulf War 1. Just a couple points before we go through. I've been a big fan of this game since it came out. I believe it came out in 2002, originally for the PlayStation 2, but also came out for the PC. It is currently available on Steam, very cheap rate. I believe it's about 69 pence for any UK viewers, or just under $1 for anyone in the United States. Just going to adjust the audio just there, but I will get into it. There is a multiplayer mode that goes alongside it. I won't be covering it off in this video, maybe in a bonus video future in the later date. But just now, we'll go into a single player campaign. Now, you can do training initially. I don't feel that that's necessary because I'll give you instructions and a guide on what to do as we go through the campaign. But I'll be starting a new campaign today. I'm going to choose medium difficulty. I feel easy is a bit too easy, and I've completed it on hard plenty of times before, but I think medium's the best difficulty to play on. Now here are your two options, playing as either the SAS or US Delta Force. There is no impact on gameplay, it is solely the appearance and the voice acting of the characters. Now, I usually go as US Delta Force, but I'm going to go as the SAS this time just because I feel the voice acting is a bit better. So, let's get into it.
Get that C4 rigged quick. If they see us, we're dead.
Yeah, I'm on it. Just another few seconds.
ها؟ تعالوا هنا! انتشروا هنا!
Alpha 2, this is Voodoo 3. Foley's last communication placed him north of the bridge. Rescue Foley, blow the bridge, and return for extraction. Good luck. Over.
Roger that, Voodoo 3. See you later. Over.
Foley is being held in a small building northeast of the bridge. Secure the position, then rescue Foley. Intelligence indicates that the best approach is along this dry riverbed. This border checkpoint is heavily guarded and should be avoided. When Foley was captured, the guards took his C4 plastic explosive charge. Find the C4, then use it to blow the bridge. Use the C4 to destroy the upper central struts of the bridge. Return to the landing zone with Foley for helicopter extraction.
Okay guys, welcome to Conflict Desert Storm. You'll see there in the opening when Bradley was trying to jump out the helicopter, it didn't work. Now I've seen this quite a few times with the opening cutscene where all four of the guys try and jump out of the helicopter and it doesn't work. But just getting into the game, you just saw there was a description of your objectives. You can see on the screen just now, it tells me to press F1 and it shows me my objectives. So we have to go rescue Foley. You can see that we start here as the green marker, and we move all the way up to this top right corner here to rescue Foley. Once then, we're going to C4 that bridge, and then we're going to extract. Nice and simple. So first things first, I'm actually going to clear out this opening area. Now I will discuss weapons, equipment and game mechanics as and when, and I will do so with Bradley. I will cover all of Bradley just now. First things first though, I'm going to try and destroy that front Ural, so it doesn't give us a little bit of grief later on. Missed it, that's okay. We can destroy it later on. Now in this opening area, there are 3 enemy soldiers, 2 of which I just destroyed there, and then 1 I will try and take him out by shooting those red explosive barrels. So strategically to know that there are explosive barrels in this game. So just going through Bradley as a character, I'm playing as the team leader currently. He is a jack of all trades. He can do a mix of everything, just like any of the characters, but Bradley's the best mid-ground character. Just going around here, any barrels like this, they're explosive, so be careful if you go near them in your squad, because explosives are the death of the squad. Right here we can see a med kit. Now, just before I pick this up, any item that glows like this, you can pick up. Just going through Bradley's equipment, you can see he has 6 med kits just there. When I pick this up, it will give him another 6. So med kits are worth 6, or at least on this difficulty of medium. Just before we continue, I'll go through Bradley's equipment. Now Bradley has an M16, it's a 3-shot burst assault rifle. Now you'll see his ammunition is measured with 30, then 7. The 7 represents magazines, so it's actually 30 with a spare 210 rounds. They change this in future Conflict Desert Storm games to just show the actual total number of bullets they have spare. You can see here that he also has frag grenades. These work the exact same way as the underbarrel grenade launcher, which I can change here. I can change it to single shot, or I can change it to the grenade launcher, of which I've got 1 left. The grenade launcher on the M16 works the exact same way as frag grenades, except its range is much longer. You have M18 smoke grenades. These are super useful for taking your character up to enemy tanks and planting C4 explosives or anti-tank mines beside them and blowing them up. You also have a rocket launcher. Now Bradley is not the explosives expert, but he can use it just like anyone else. And you'll notice that there is a star beside it. So beside Bradley's pistol is a suppressed pistol. He has 2 stars with this, so he's more effective with this than he is compared to someone who has no stars or 1 star. So he'll do more damage with the weapon. But this rocket launcher, you'll see as we go along, there is 1 BMP, which is an infantry fighting vehicle. They can be taken out in 1 shot, hit anywhere in the body with any rocket launcher that we see, apart from anti-air rocket launchers. Their game mechanics work the exact same way as a grenade, and we'll get to that when we get to the tank. I generally try to avoid using the suppressed pistol with Bradley, just because pistols in this game aren't very good. They're all single shot, and this game's more about getting as many bullets into the enemy as possible, because accuracy generally isn't a problem. You also have a combat knife, just as a backup weapon, for some cool stealth kills. We're not going to go for any stealth kills in this mission, because it's a bit more difficult, but in future missions there are definitely some opportunities and we'll go through them. We have binoculars, just to scope out any area in the future, but the binoculars do not extend your actual line of sight through the dust. Now you'll see the best way of doing that is actually moving your screen. So if you look in the top right corner, we can see more of the area ahead of us, because I've moved it to the top right of my screen. So that's a great way of being able to see ahead of us. And that covers all of Bradley's equipment. We'll go back to his assault rifle just now, and just as we continue along here, there is a fork in the road. We can either go left, which takes you up the hill along to the bridge immediately, which is a faster way to get to Foley, but it's also a lot more dangerous, so we'll take that way on the way back. Currently we're going to go down this way along to the dry riverbed, as recommended by the intelligence. Now there are 2 buildings, one to the left and one to the right here. There's nothing in them, they're not worth your time at all. But the most important thing along here is once you get to about here, enemies run along this dry section. There's only 2 of them, I can easily take them out. And now you notice there, as I ran along, to shoot at the guys, I stopped and crouched. That's generally the best way you want to go about shooting. It provides you the most accuracy. Running and shooting really is detrimental to your accuracy. For those of you that have played CSGO, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Now there is an enemy up here, a guard on top of this building. We will take him out with Bradley just now, if we can clip him in the head. And we got him. Excellent. He can be a bit of a troublesome character. He has an RPK. You can tell from the sound of the weapon. Now just along there you can see at the edge of the dry riverbed there is a BMP. Now this isn't technically a tank, it's an infantry fighting vehicle. Now this is what we're talking about. There's 2 types of these in the entire game. This one here is looking right at me, so I'm probably going to start shooting. It has a long barrel. Now the long barrel indicates that it has a machine gun turret and not a rocket launcher. If you see one with a short barrel, it has a rocket launcher, and those are the scary ones. Any explosives in this game are really quite scary to fight, because they can wipe out your whole team. Now, just now, there's an enemy just there. He's the most important target just now. And you'll find that all tanks and infantry fighting vehicles in this game have a certain pathing that they have to follow. It will only go along a certain path, it will never stray from its path. It's not like infantry that they can do anywhere they want. Now, we're going to destroy this right now with our Ball 66 rocket launcher. This will destroy it if I hit it anywhere in the body. I can hit it even in the top of the turret, I can hit the back, I can hit the front, it doesn't matter. I'm going to shoot just the game on it, just a nice and easy hit. The best way to do it is just to aim to the largest centre of mass for it, and to just shoot it with the launcher. And also, it doesn't matter about your character's skill level. You'll notice that Bradley has no skill with the rockets, even though it destroyed it in one shot. There is a character later on that we will get who does have skill. He is our explosive expert, heavy weapons, who is more likely to take out larger tanks in one rocket rather than tanks living a hit. Now, just now we'll come up to a slight enemy encampment. What we're going to do first is look to our right in case any enemies are coming round. None there so far. There is an enemy just right there, so I'm going to blow him up. And he was sitting right there. There's only one enemy just there, but I always feel it's worthwhile to grenade him because it gets him out of the way and you don't have to fight an enemy around the corner. You'll find that a large percentage of deaths in this game come from running around a corner and an enemy getting the drop on you. So it's best to try and take them out at range so that you don't have to worry about fighting them up close. Another good one is if enemies are in buildings, you can just bank a grenade off a wall around a corner and then deal with enemies that way. Now the truck is going to come round that we failed to blow up earlier, and that's okay. We'll just take out that guy and we'll try and frag grenade that truck. And that truck just ran over one of its own guys, that's pretty funny. Yeah, there's meant to be an enemy sitting right there. And the truck ran over his own man. Now there are 3 enemies here. There is a soldier, a jailer, that's going to take a razor, a pistol, a soldier has an AK. And then there is a helicopter technician who comes around the corner as well. Again, he's armed with a pistol, very he's not a threat to us. And there are enemies that will start running at us from that way. There's 2 of them that come at you. So I might as well just stop and take them out now before we rescue them. One's down there. And I'll come here. Taken down, nice and easy. There are some explosive barrels around, but they're not the most useful here. You'll see right here is an RPG-7. Now, the RPG-7 functions exactly the same as that rocket launcher used to take up the EMP area. It is one of the few ways in this game that you can take out EMPs or main tank. Now we've just recovered Foley, and I will go through him just as soon as we take out this other soldier who's just running up just now. Nice and easy. Checking out objectives now, we've finished objective 1, so we get a wee red tick beside it, and now we need to go gather the C4 and blow up the bridge. Now covering Foley. Foley is our sniper. Right now, I won't do a full equipment review of him just now because he only has medkits and his sniper rifle. But what I will do, you can run over and you can give equipment over to your teammates. So I will give this AK-47 to Foley, some more medkits, and one of my smoke grenades. He more likely won't be needing any of the smoke grenades, and he's perfectly fine with all 6 of his medkits. I just thought I'd do that anyway. Now, we don't need this RPG for anything else anymore, because there are no more infantry fighting vehicles or main battle tanks to destroy this mission, so I might as well blow up this URAL. Now with Foley, you'll see right here, on the bottom left on his character screen, that there's 2 triangles and a square. That means he is currently halted. If I press Alt 2, he is now following me. But I also want him to engage enemies immediately, so I will press G, and that crosshair signs that the whole team are on fire at will. So they will attack enemies the moment they see them, which is exactly what we're looking for. So this next one, we're going to go over the bridge. Now up here there is a sniping opportunity, Foley, which we're absolutely going to take advantage of, and I'll show you how good Foley is. Just covering off Foley as well as a bit of a character, Foley is the fastest member of the team. He's also got the least amount of HP, so he's effectively the glass cannon of the team. Right over here, we'll just crouch, there is a watchtower with an enemy in it. If we shoot him, cool little animation of him falling over the side. Now that's all the enemies we're going to fight right now. No other enemies will spawn until we get to this little hut here. Enemies will come out of this hut here, and then a large number will come out of this one. You'll also see here that there's an enemy on that machine gun nest right there. Got him. Fantastic. So we'll get Foley to follow us again.
On me!
And then we'll work our way around. There is a machine gun nest on this side of the bridge, which we'll put Foley on, and we'll get Bradley to use his assault rifle to cover this building, clear that out. Because enemies will come out of this building as well. Foley's right there. The alarm has now been raised. There's another RPG here, just in case you didn't manage to pick up that time. And Foley will now camp on that machine gun turret, and then take out all the enemies. And then we'll just clear out the rest of this building, see how I aimed around the corner, that's another reason why we put that barrel, because there's another NPC right here. And again, there's another RPG here, now the AK-47 is your primary weapon that you can fight. I'll use it just now as an example. It's just like the MP, it's full of you just pick up the enemies. That's all the equipment we have found so far. I will keep Foley on that machine gun turret, and I'll use Bradley to run up and plant the C4. I'll hide him right behind this pillar, so that any enemies that still come out there don't get a line of sight on him. I will swap over to Foley just now, and keep an eye on this bridge. But all the enemies just come out of this section. Excellent. The explosives now be planted, so I need Foley to follow me. And we will clear out the rest of that building. Sometimes there are still enemies left there. There is an infinite spawn mechanic in this game. So unless you run up to an area and close off the spawn, enemies will keep spawning in certain locations. But now we've planted the C4. We'll swap over to our C4 detonator. Excellent. Now we will sit here. More enemies coming from there. My terrible accuracy. I will get Foley to do it because I've got Bradley in a position where he covers me in the corner. Oh, unfortunately Foley got clipped on the corner, and that's a prime example of why going around corners is so dangerous in this game. It's okay, Foley's MIA. We'll just make sure there's no other enemies, and there's none left. Now a medkit will revive any of your soldiers. You'll see it revive Foley to about 3/4 HP. Now it will be less if Bradley went out. I don't know if you're AK here, but that ammunition's very much overkill at this point. We're at the very end of the mission. If Bradley went down and Foley had to revive him, Foley would have revived Bradley with much less HP because Bradley has more HP. And also, Bradley has some skill as a medic, so 1 star. The less experience you have as a medic, the less HP you restore. Brought him down nice and easy. He's the only enemy that's just sitting there. And there's 1 enemy left, and we'll check our objectives. We just need to extract. Now we've got Foley following behind us. It's okay if your team go MIA, which is when essentially they get knocked down and need to be revived. Now there is a mechanic. If your man goes down and gets to the end of the mission and he's still MIA, and you complete the mission without him, he will actually be replaced by a different character. But I'm going to avoid that. I think we're clipping the rock. I think the hitbox is a little off. There we are. But say Foley died, he'd be replaced by a different character with a different name. But it's not beneficial to do that because the person who takes the place of whatever squad member dies has much less experience and they're much more fragile. They're not good to use. And it's always nice to keep the main squad. But that's us completed the mission. We just run over to this red smoke and wait for pickup. We just need to wait for a helicopter to come round. You will notice I still have a spare RPG. That's totally fine. Now there are some missions in this game where your equipment does carry over to the next level, but the vast majority of levels you will get a full replenish of your equipment. Now here comes the helicopter. I believe it's a Black Hawk. if it hits you, if you shoot it with a rocket launcher, you will fail the mission. So as you can see here, the mission is successful.
Promoted.
Bradley's been promoted to
Experience
Staff Sergeant
increase.
and now has an experience
Medal
increase.
awarded. Skill increase. Experience increase.
And Foley looks worse for wear. Now you can see here, this is your mission stats. You get medals throughout the game. The medals vary from being SAS compared to US Delta Force. For Delta Force you'll get American medals, and for the SAS you'll get UK medals. But the skills always remain the same. If you're SAS or US Delta Force, Bradley will always be a rifleman, then pistol, then medic. And Foley will also be sniper, then pistol, then medic. And your skill increases per item first, so the more you use medkits, it will make you a better medic. The better Bradley does, he will then get a 3rd star in pistol, then a 4th star in pistol, and then 2nd star in medic, and so on. It goes in that order. It doesn't go in order of what you've used the most and got the most actual experience with. The medals don't really mean much other than for sort of achievement hunting purposes. It's very difficult to get the Victoria Cross. I believe you need to complete the game on hard without a single character going MIA throughout the whole playthrough, which is very difficult. If we just press down here, it also shows you your mission stats and the total stats throughout the entirety of the campaign. Now, shots fired, there's accuracy as well, your hits. Generally, Foley will have the highest accuracy. Not today though, because he was using the machine gun turret to wipe away loads of enemies. That's why he fired so many shots, even though he's the sniper. Foley was only hit 4 times, and that made him go MIA. So also the amount of damage that enemies do when they're up close to you is much higher than when they're far away. You'll notice Bradley got hit 4 times, and he only needed to use a med pack once. He got to about half HP. That's because the enemy was about 15 meters away, whereas Foley was at point blank range, and the damage is so much higher at point blank range. But that's pretty much it for episode 1. I really appreciate you watching. This is my very first ever Let's Play video, and I hope you return for episode 2. Thank you.